Welcome to Policing TV. Each week, we will explore the highlights from our latest videos, diving into topics like AI, technology, drugs, and the people shaping the future of policing. We started the week with Chief Officer James Deller at New Scotland Yard, who discussed a number of topics. But in this clip, he talks about the 5 R's: recruitment, rejuvenation, retention, reward, and responsiveness, emphasizing the importance of community engagement and officer morale.
And so we've seen a steady flow of officers joining the Special Constabulary this year, but our greatest achievement was actually to be part of a organisational wide recruitment which was Change Needs You, and at the same time we were recruiting and advertising for regular police officers. We were also recruiting and advertising for volunteer police officers as well, which was a massive success, and we saw a number of officers apply as a result of that campaign. The next R was rejuvenation, and this was really important to me because this was about how do we get our existing officers fired up and enthused again to continue their career with the Special Constabulary. And we're talking about officers who may be in for 5 or more years, who are asking the question, what more is there for me to do? Well, last year we had a number of firsts. We went to Scotland, we went to Paris, and a number of those officers who took part thought to themselves, this is great, and as a result we've re-energised them and they're feeling rejuvenated and putting in now, in fact some of them, more hours now than they were previously, which is a fantastic situation. The next R, the third R, is retention. So this is about looking at those issues that perhaps are in the minds of individual officers who are considering leaving. Let's look at what they were. And so over the last 12 months we've identified there was issues around expenses, the cost of living, but also officers feeling safe whilst on duty. So again, through our expenses uplift and through training Taser, this again has demonstrated to officers that we are trying to address those issues, and we have seen an increase in the number of officers staying, and our attrition rate is not as high as in previous years. The fourth R was reward, and I'll couple that with recognition, the fifth R. And this is about identifying and rewarding and recognising officers who do great things. And we've had a number of Chief Officer Commendation ceremonies over the last 12 months. We've also introduced a new category, which is a team award, to celebrate the successes of teams who have done extraordinary things and gone above and beyond on many cases, working closely and collaborating together. So it's been a fantastic year focusing on those R's. There's lots more stories I could tell about that, but what's really important is we're at a healthy position within the Special Constabulary. The morale is at an all-time high as far as I can see, and officers are engaging in as many different things as they possibly can. The last R that I want to talk about is about responsiveness. This is about making sure specials are fit to do the job, making sure they are equipped with the training and kit to go out there and do the job, and making sure they know what they need to do and where they need to do it. As part of our strongest ever neighbourhood policing approach, I introduced something called Project Vanguard, which was where the specials were identifying themselves how they could contribute to neighbourhood policing. And this was a change. Normally we were told where we would fit in, but we've used this as an opportunity to identify how we can add value, and this has seen an increase in the number of officers doing duties within neighbourhoods, and hours have increased. It's still early stages, but it's about embedding those principles that officers police the communities they know best, and they feel as though they've got a task that they can do to make the community safer.
So it's been a successful year, and I'm very proud of my officers for what they've done, and we've got a fantastic year ahead. So 2025 looks just as exciting as 2024.
Wednesday saw us publish the last of a fascinating 3-part series with former Chief Constable John Gifford. In this clip, he talks about the need for a balance between technology and the human element in policing.
We didn't have ANPR in my day.
Automatic number plate recognition, yeah.
We had to ring through to something called the Vehicle Central Index to see whether a car was stolen. no police national computer, no nothing. And eventually we got decent radios, eventually. Having had a long period of very bad radios, one of the things when I first came back to the force that everyone was screaming blue murder about. But we managed to get it sorted out in time. And technology, the bigger the project, the longer it goes into delay and extra expense. Some forces are getting things through in reasonably good time. Others are finding the technology is delaying them and wasting a lot of money. They're having to throw things on the scrap heap. But technology will not answer everything. It won't pick up that detective sense of there's something wrong here. But it will probably, if you work out that there is something wrong, it'll probably give you the answer.
So that's that detective sense, that police officer sense of something not quite being right is invaluable.
Yes, I think so. And I think that's one of the weaknesses, perhaps, of the principle that Mrs. May set out, which was to get everybody.
Former Home Secretary,
And Prime Minister.
subsequently Prime Minister Theresa May.
And I think Mrs. May had in mind that the police would take austerity like everybody else, and carved away at a lot of the extra expenditure which would have normally gone on to technology. And I think we suffered a lot from that. We have a lot.
On Thursday, our sights moved to the European Critical Communications World, which will take place from 17th to 19th June at Brussels Expo, Belgium. The event is always a major hub for European institutions and international organisations. We looked back at last year's event with, amongst others, Motorola, Dubai Civil Defence and Ericsson.
This year we're really happy that the event is happening here in Dubai in the Middle East. But even though it's in the Middle East, we have customers from Asia coming in, we have customers from South Africa, from Sub-Saharan Africa, from West Africa. So it's really one of those events where, we bring our customers over, we showcase the latest solutions that we have, and it's a great forum for them to ask us questions, learn more about our solutions, and for us to showcase them essentially.
We learn from each other. They know our story and we know their story, and we learn about their technology, and they can learn also about our technology. All of that to make our communities safer.
For Leonardo, that WCC is a very important event. I would say that it is an enissimo event, because we have it's very important to meet other customers, to meet our partners, to meet other organizations. This is very crucial for us.
It's been super great. We are super glad to be here in Dubai. It's normally not in this sort of this much east on the globe. We have a good presence here from a company perspective. We are deploying and have deployed 5G in 4 of the GCC countries already.
Thank you for watching. Tune in next week.